Welcome to What to Watch Live, your place to be for the hottest shows, hidden gems, and everything you need to know about what's going on in the world of TV, movies, games, music, and more. I am your host, the man of the hour, the tower of power, too sweet to be sour, your friendly neighborhood gaming guy, Gordon. And whether you're joining us on Twitter, X1 Flex, or any of the 40 other places where we're available, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy day to goof off with us. Hopefully, you'll leave with a smile and some great ideas for what to watch next. Now, I bet you're wondering, Gordon, what have you done with David? Don't worry, he's fine. He's fine. I promise. I wouldn't harm a hair on his handsome head. And I get that that's a lot of alliteration. He's out on assignment. So think of me as the Ken Jennings to his Mayim Bialik. Best of all, I've got one of my favorite people riding shotgun with me down this long and winding entertainment road. Seal likes to compare things to kisses from her. Poison likes to remind us that every one of her has a thorn. Sting used to sing about a desert version of her. I'm talking about our kids and music editor. I'm talking about Rose.
Dang it, Gordon! If that wasn't the best freaking intro that I've heard all freaking year, I mean, power of power, alliteration, pulling in some A-list musicians to introduce it. What the hell did I just experience?
Oh my goodness. Rose, like Grover Washington Jr. saying, it's just the two of us. And we can make it if we try. It's just the two of us, you and I.
Dang it, y'all, get ready for a good show.
Never been done before.
An indication of where the show's going today. Oh my gosh.
Here we go. All right. Let's kick it off. Let's take a look at what we have in store for everybody today. First up, look, we care about kids 52 weeks out of the year, I promise. But we especially roll out the red carpet during Kids Week. All kinds of cool free stuff going to be there. Rose is going to walk us through that. From there, my partner in crime is going to share with us a tasty little tidbit from an interview she did with the cast of Zombies 3. Very exciting. Then we're going to show you what has us impressed and obsessed as we take a look at the shows that inspired us when we were kids, what inspired us to get into this kooky line of work. And finally, we're going to help you plan your week with a look at premieres and finales. Rose, you ready to rock and roll?
Let's do this. Let's do this. What are we
All right. Well, let's start off with maybe my favorite word in the dictionary. I'm talking about free. Those new bumpers are.
It's for me.
Those new bumpers are chef's kiss. I love them. Kids Week is upon us. A time for the young and young at heart to kick back, relax, and have a blast, enjoying tons of amazing shows and movies. Honestly, it is a lot. We got something for everybody. Fortunately, Rose is here to walk us through this super fun collection. Rose, take it away.
Yes, free. It starts with the letter F. Food, free, and fun. If it has two out of those three things, I know it's going to be absolutely fabulous. And free. If it's free, it's for me. I said it at the top of the show. And summer free continues. But August 9th to 15th, our summer free continues with an entire week dedicated to kids and family TV shows and movies, all, again, free. You say summer free into your voice remote, if you forgot what it looks like, and you can find a dedicated destination devoted to something for everyone in the family. You know that's my deal. Everyone in the family. It has to be for the entire household. And here's what you get. You get your favorites from notable networks like Nickelodeon, Nick Jr., Disney Channel, Disney Junior, Disney XD, all of that stuff. You can discover things. And this is the time to discover these new shows from maybe networks that you're not really familiar with, like Wild Brain. There's Twirly-Woos from there, and Pingo, Kidstream, Hopster, Da Vinci Kids, like Pet Rescuers, and so much more. This is the week to do it. Summer of free, everything's free. Definitely check it out. And if you're looking for free movies, which I know you are, we've got that for you too. You're looking for Shrek, Harry Potter, Zombies 1 and 2. We're going to get to that later. But further in the destination, you're going to see we've broken it down by best of the week, favorite faces, so much more. And I know you are like thinking, man, I'm hearing kids a lot. You guys are saying a lot of the word kids, but it's not just for kids. It's also for the kids at heart. If you know me, you know there has to be something for everyone from ages 2 to 92 and safe. So
But if
you'll
you're
find that
93,
in here
if you're
too.
93, get out. If you're 93, get out.
92 and above, okay?
Okay.
92 and above, okay? Just everyone. So again, just say summer free into your voice remote. And if you don't already know, everything is, can we say it again? Free. So yes, there's your breakdown of our summer free dedicated week to kids and family. Gotcha.
Now, Rose, what are you excited for coming into this week?
Okay, so I know the two titles I'm going to tell you guys about. There are cartoons, but I promise you, it's for everyone. First, my two picks. The first one of my two picks is Bluey. Now, okay, wait. First, I should preface. I know you're seeing cartoons on my two picks, but here's why. The first one is Bluey. It's about an Australian family of 4 who just unapologetically enjoys being together with each other through imagination, creative play, and pretending. And what I love about this show is that the parents in the show, they always say yes to their kids. Hey, can we have a dance party in the middle of a grocery store? Yes. And then there's all these fun, creative things that the kids get their parents to do. I absolutely enjoy the show. Now, vulture.com dubbed it the best kids show of our time. And I was trying to go and trying to get some justification, other reasons to back my claim up. And I went into like a Reddit rabbit hole of why Bluey isn't just for kids. I mean, there are jokes. Of course, there's meaningful lessons, but the story is fantastic. And again, the content in there, the kids will love it, but adults will absolutely get it. Not only you'll laugh out loud, but there's meaningful lessons in there too, even ideas for parents. And if you don't have kids, man, it's just a quick 7 minutes of just a fun, lighthearted story. And I promise you, you're gonna laugh out loud. And okay, so that's Bluey. The second one, SpongeBob. This kid has been, or this sponge, I mean, fun fact, has been around for more than 20 years. 20 years, Gordon.
I'm sorry, that can't be accurate.
It absolutely is accurate. The first, oh my gosh, desperately trying to find my notes. I want to say it's July 17th, 1999. This is going off of memory. Y'all can fact check me, but that's the date of the first episode.
Honestly, so, he should be Sponge Robert by now. That age. And that is good for the environment because that is a recycled joke. I absolutely said that during dress rehearsal, but thanks for laughing.
Absolutely. I mean, it's already spanned several generations, so it's for everyone. Gordon, what are your picks?
Oh, goodness. One of my favorite things is, and one of the cool things about being a X1 subscriber is when a movie you thought was just in theaters shows up to watch for free. That is like my favorite thing. I remember seeing trailers for The Bad Guys, which was my first pick, and being like, oh, that looks cool. I'd totally check that out. And then by the time, next thing I know, I'm flipping through X1, it's available to play for free. It's a heist movie about the big bad wolf and his crew of villains who steal things. And, they're used to be treated like the bad people in all these stories. There's a tarantula, there's a snake, there's a shark, there's a piranha. So they're used to being treated as being bad. So they lean into it and have become bad guys. And then they learn that being good sometimes can feel kind of good too. So Sam Rockwell voices the big bad wolf. And he's kind of, I don't know if you have this, Rose, but I kind of have like my Hollywood doppelganger. Like if I don't think I look like Sam Rockwell, but I think if I were to be an actor, I would want to be like Sam Rockwell because all of his projects to me, like The Way Back and Galaxy Quest, I love so much what he does. Like that's the kind of career I want to have. He voices the big bad wolf and he does a fantastic job. Rose, have you seen The Bad Guys?
I have, and I loved it. And I actually I watched with my son. We thought it was hilarious, great message. But I was also interested, without even having to watch it with my son, to watch it because of Sam Rockwell. I'm going to go on a tiny tangent here. So I love Sam Rockwell. You guys have to be fans of Sam Rockwell. Please discover him. But there is one scene where I was like, oh my gosh, who is this man? And it's like when I fell in love with the villain, and his scene, people will know what I'm talking about when I say this. It's Charlie's Angels, and he reveals himself as the bad guy. Sorry, spoiler alert, he reveals himself as the bad guy. And this song is playing. It starts from the ground up with his shoes like clicking his heels, pans up. He's got a cigarette in his mouth. I mean, like, it's bad for you, but it's so bad it's good. The sunglasses, and there's the villain. So sexy, Sam Rockwell. That's the minute I, one, fell in love with the villain. Two, became a Sam Rockwell fan.
Rose, you realize you just spoiled a movie that's older than Sponge Robert SquarePants. So,
I mean, you never know.
So
the kids that are watching these days, they might not know what
that movie's been rebooted since then, probably a couple times. So I think we're on the safe side. But our apologies to all you people who've been waiting to watch the original Charlie's Angels movie. And my next pick, and I know I'm going out on a limb here. I know I have the responsibility of introducing the Harry Potter franchise to a bunch of people who probably never heard of it. It's the story of a boy wizard, actually a young man who doesn't even know he's a boy wizard, but learns that he has a special heritage in the wizarding community. I don't need to sell you on Harry Potter. It's magic. It's not even, no pun intended. It's just an amazing series of movies that keeps up the quality, the entire 8-movie run. Daniel Radcliffe, you watch him grow up, from a young man to a strapping young lad, and he's just fantastic. And this is one of those ones I'm very good at when something's very popular. I had a very similar experience with Hamilton. Something's popular. Friends of mine, I remember them talking about Harry Potter, and I started making fun of them and be like, "Oh, the Wizarding World," or whatever awful thing I said. And they're like, "Don't be a jerk. Just read one of the books." And I did. I think the first one, I think I started with Prisoner of Azkaban, and I was like, "All right, they're right."
Wait, you started out of order?
Yeah, it was a mistake, but I feel like I knew enough at that point, and that was the one that was just out. And I read it, and I loved it, and then got into all of it. Same thing with Hamilton. People were like singing about Hamilton, and I'm like, a musical about Alexander Hamilton, hard pass, no thanks. And they're like, "Don't be a jerk, listen to one song," and I did, and I'm like, "This is brilliant. This is the greatest thing I've ever heard." So same thing with Harry Potter. If for some reason you're late to the dance in Harry Potter, now's a great chance to check it out. Rose, what are your thoughts on the Boy Who Lived?
I absolutely love it. I read the books multiple times. I couldn't wait. It was like knowing that I was going to become a parent when I was pregnant. Like I couldn't wait to introduce this book series and then the movies to my son, and hoping and praying that he would love it. And he does. He actually listens to the audiobooks to sleep every single night. He's surpassed me in terms of my knowledge and trivia of Harry Potter. And it's just so good. But name another 8-movie franchise
You can't.
that still holds up years and years, generations and generations afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't, because there's nothing has passed this gem, the words I cannot find to describe how amazing, wonderful, and like fantastic this Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah, and keeping the same key players, having that they could have grown up to be terrible actors, and they're fantastic. So and it's funny you say that,
like so many different directors and like different styles. They just
I love you say introducing it to your son and how excited you were. My daughter is not even 2 yet, but on Sundays, mom goes to work and dad sits down and makes her watch Ghostbusters Afterlife. And she loves it so much that when she hears like the bing that plays when a Sony movie starts, it's like,
yeah,
she like comes running into the room and she's ready to watch Ghost. And I get that might not be the best movie for a 2-year-old, but she loves it, and busting makes her feel good, and
good parenting. That's good parenting right there. So. I mean that. I do.
So next up, one of the most anticipated movies of the summer is finally upon us, and Rose got to chat with the cast. How cool is that? So please join us in our hangouts. All right, the third film in the Zombies franchise, Zombies 3 has shambled its way into our hearts. Rose, you're a much braver soul than I am. There's literally no way you could get me to interview a bunch of zombies. The last thing I need is somebody munching on my delicious, delicious brains. Tell me everything went smoothly and you're okay.
Everything went smoothly. I came out alive. If there's anyone that knows about an irrational fear of zombies, that's me. But let's check out the hangout and we'll come back and talk.
In Seabrook, humans, zombies, and werewolves are on the same team. We are going to be together
forever.
Oh no!
Is this real?
It's a UF!
Whoa! Take us to your leader. Your cheerleader.
They're uninvited and have to leave.
But we invited everyone to our cheer off to compete for the Super Cup.
What is cheer?
Disney Channel movies, you guys are such part of a fantastic franchise. I'm a fan, my family's a fan, my young cousins are fans. There's so much a part of growing up that like when you watch it, no matter what age you are, it always takes you back to that time because when you're a kid, you watch those things like on repeat over and over and over and over again, right? And they always hold a special place in your heart. But for either of you, like what are some movies that you watched on repeat growing up that you can recite the lines to or sing every song lyric that there is?
Well, High School Musical, obviously, like such a legendary franchise as well.
Together.
It's been so long since I've seen it. I don't know if I could still recite it, but at one point, yes, I could go all the way through. But yeah, High School Musical is so impactful for me. And something that I'm like thinking about is just that when you're that young and you're in your formative years, like these things are ingrained in your mind and they're sticking with you. And that's why like I can still see, you know, Zac Efron performing Bet on It or Fabulous or whatever. And it's weird to think that maybe some kid out there thinks that way about me and Meg, which is a crazy thought.
Zombies.
Yeah, very cool. I do have a concern though. You know, I'm horrified of zombies, but I do love I love horror films. I love zombie movies. My concern is that the zombies franchise are making us feel good about zombies, making us feel like all warm and fuzzy when we should be horrified and terrified that they're going to come eat our delicious brains. Rose, do you feel a little guilty helping feed into that, like, no pun intended, that the zombies should be our friends?
No, absolutely not. I like, you know, I have an irrational fear of zombies. And
it's not irrational. It is rational.
Like all potential aspects of zombie encounters, I'm open to learning about, right? Yeah. I mean, this is the best case scenario. Like, have you watched the Zombies franchise? I mean, do you know anything about it besides the trailer that just played or the Hangouts that just played?
I haven't. All I know is it's pro-zombie propaganda that I'm not comfortable with.
Pro-zombie propaganda. Gordon, you're killing me here. I love this. Okay, well, let me tell you about it. First, a fun fact. The movie is based on an unaired pilot, Zombies versus Cheerleaders. So it turned into a movie. And the breakdown is 50 years after the zombie apocalypse, zombies are no longer a threat, but they are required to stay within a town called Zombie Town. So in Zed, who plays the football player, Addison, who plays the cheerleader, you know, they get together, there's singing, there's dancing, there's performances, and of course a fun message. And they realize that zombies and cheerleaders aren't so different after all. Second movie, there are werewolves. Third movie, as you saw, there are aliens, but it's all wrapped up in a fun message, dancing, music, performances for everybody to watch. So I hope you watch it. I think it's so cute, so fun. And though, let me tell you, those two actors, Meg and Milo, they are the most professional people, or one of the most professional people I've ever interviewed. I feel like if anybody who interviews them, if they come up with like a lame question, because I feel like sometimes my questions can be lame or whatever, they will absolutely make you shine as an interviewer. They are so buttoned up. That Disney machine. I mean, you get quality no matter what, from TV, movies, the actors who play your favorite characters, all quality, can't go wrong.
Okay.
So, oh, go ahead.
And that's at the voice command Zombies 3. And my understanding is if you say zombies by itself into the voice remote, you get taken to a destination that lets you choose. Do you want scary zombies or do you want friendly zombies?
Yeah, it's like choose your own adventures. You know, you want to go super, super scary. If your threshold for horror scary is really high, you can choose the zombie with the hand. If you want something family friendly, you go, you can choose the fun zombies one. And fun fact number 2 around zombies, zombies 1 and 2 are all free during Summer of Free. Don't forget. So if you haven't watched it, or if you want to relive the fun again, you can watch Zombies 1, Zombies 2 on Disney Channel, and you can get prepared for the live air of Zombies 3 on Disney Channel, or watch the movie available now on Disney Plus. Nice. Just say zombies to get to your choose your own adventure, or you can say Zombies 3 to get right to it.
All right. Well, the kids' theme throughout the show has not been subtle, but honestly, Rose and I don't do anything subtly. That word does not exist in our dictionary. And unfortunately, I'm afraid it is leaked over into our next segment. This is a little ditty we like to call Impressed and Obsessed. Okay. Is it me, or does obsessed always look like it's spelled wrong? It looks like it's missing an S, but it's not. It must be one of those words. Anyway,
I don't think it's missing an S, and I always think it has too many S's.
Or the 2 S's in the front and then one in the. It's right. Trust us. We have a crack production team that makes sure all the spelling is correct. Anywho, so there's a pair of fantastic series on Netflix called The Toys That Made Us and The Movies That Made Us, and they take fascinating deep dives into 80s and 90s pop culture. And as entertainment professionals, we thought it'd be fun to take a look at the shows that inspired us when we were little kids to get into this crazy business. Rose, if you don't mind, I'll go first. For me, my parents, who I adore. So when I was little, we lived in Indonesia for a few years, and when we came back, my parents didn't give me a curfew over the summer. They let me stay up as late as I wanted. And I would till 2, 3 in the morning watching Nick at Night. And I would watch all of these old 50s and 60s sitcoms. So my pick is I Love Lucy. And the theory is that my sleep schedule, once my clock went to Indonesia time, it never came back. Which is probably pretty accurate, because to this day, last night I stayed up till 2 in the morning, and the night before I did, it's awful. It's not something to be proud of, but it's the truth. But yeah, when I was little, I used to stay up late and watch Nick at Night, and there were so many great 50s shows. I Love Lucy wasn't on Nick at Night, but I would watch Car 54 and Mr. Ed and the Donna Reed Show and My Three Sons. And then that kind of got me into the Three Stooges and I Love Lucy, and a little bit later on the Brady Bunch. So I was such a huge fan of all of these shows, these comedies that took place in the 50s and 60s. And what made me think of I Love Lucy in particular was I recently watched Being the Ricardos on Amazon Prime, which was the recent movie that Javier Bardem played Ricky Ricardo. And I'm blanking on the name of the actress that played Lucille Ball. Nicole Kidman. Oh my goodness, that's embarrassing. And they really did a fantastic job, which kind of got me back into the show, because there's episodes of I Love Lucy on Amazon Prime. So it was a thing where it kind of started me on this trail to being fascinated in the entertainment industry and the entertainment business. And the big funny punchline of all of this is that when I was young, my parents were like, "You watch too much TV. You play too many video games." And now look at me as the gaming editor for Xfinity, for X1 and Flex, and also hosting a show where we talk about TV shows. So joke's on you, Mom and Dad, and thanks for letting me. It's either with the curfew, they were either the best parents in the world or the worst parents in the world. I don't have any complaints, so 5-star in my book. Rose.
5-star in my book too, Gordon. I mean, you turned out fantastic. Look how much fun we're having right now. The energy level. But wait, right when I Love Lucy popped up, so I love Lucy too. And I'm also old enough to remember watching it on TV. But I'm now noticing it, it's just staring us out of the face. It's black and white. And I'm wondering, does my kid even know? Or have I ever introduced him to a show that's in black and white? Are people who are watching this right now that have never seen a black and white show, what's wrong? What's wrong with the color? I feel like any show that's black and white right now, it's a classic and have paved the way for everything that we've watched today. Like I love Lucy, the comedy, the slapstick comedy, the formulaic, even though it's formulaic, it's always refreshing and new. And she really, Lucille Ball, really like created such a space for leading women in just being funny. And I'm so happy that you chose this. I hope it inspires anybody who's watching to discover I Love Lucy, because this is a classic comedy.
Absolutely.
Show.
And Lucille Ball was a comedic genius. And if you watch Being the Ricardos, you learn like what a driving force she was behind the success of the show, behind the writing and the comedy of the show, how she, pushed to have her husband, Desi Arnaz, as her co-star, when originally they obviously would probably want to go with a Caucasian male back then, and she pushed to have it be, back then when things like having different races on TV wasn't that big of a concern. She was a driving force behind that. So it's just fat. Like the show itself is amazing, but learning the story behind the show is also fascinating as well. So 2 thumbs up, highest recommendation.
Absolutely, I love it. That's what shaped you. It also shaped me. I'm gonna go for my pick that shaped me. Is that cool with you, Gordon?
Go for it.
Let's do this. All right. So the thing that I was obsessed with when I was younger was the original 1982 film Annie. So if anyone remembers these thing called VHS tapes, I had one of them and I put it into the little machine and I watched that thing day and night. So much so that on my TV screen, when I would put in my VHS tape and hit play, all you could see was black and white snow, but I could still hear it. I could still hear every single word, and I would still watch it every single day. To me, Annie is such a perfectly paced movie, and it's filled with kids. When you are younger and at an age where a lot of the shows that you're watching are mostly adults, and you see this movie that has mostly kids in it, like it resonates with you. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing another kid on TV. I want to do that. I want to be that. I mean, I didn't want to be an orphan, but I wanted to sing with them. I wanted to dance with them. I wanted to have an organized experience in real life like they do. I wanted to break out in song just like they did because it was so amazing. And it also had amazing, legendary icons in this movie. Carol Burnett, who played Mrs. Hannigan. Alien Quinn, I should say, played Annie, but Albert Finney with Oliver Warbucks, Anne Rankin, Broadway icon in this playing Grace Farrell, Daddy Warbucks' secretary. Bernadette Peters, another icon. Tim Curry, another icon after icon after icon in this movie. These are the people who just really made movie making, Broadway, any type of performing art what it is today. These are the masters, the professors of their craft. When I say pacing and when I say like legendary, think of the line where, the line is like, she had to go to the bathroom. Carol Burnett, I don't know why I'm like, remember this line, but the way Carol Burnett delivered it, like in a mocking tone, she's like, she had to go bathroom. Like the choices that they made for these lines are just so memorable. And the pacing, it's like this beautiful dance. The whole movie, even though there's dancing in it, the rhythm was just so wonderful. Okay, so maybe I'm just really being nostalgic, but when kids see kids like themselves in a movie, it's heartwarming. I could go on a tangent forever, but yeah. That's it. Have you seen the movie, Gordon? Do you know the perfection that I'm talking about?
All right, Rose, you're never going to hear me speak ill of musical theater. As you know, being a theater guy, my wife and I met during a production of A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. She was Felia, I was Hero. I do have a bone to pick with Annie, though, in particular, Daddy Warbucks. They recently did a live production of Annie with Harry Connick Jr. as Daddy Warbucks. I don't know why it's never occurred to me before, but this psychopath, what he does is every Christmas, takes an orphan to live with him, and then shares with him the good life in his beautiful mansion with all of his maids and butlers and whatnot, and then sends that orphan back. That's awful. That's the worst thing I've ever
Okay.
heard. Look, he said, look at what life can be like, youngster. All
Okay.
right. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.
Okay, I hear you, and thank you. So, ooh, did I just say I hear? What? Why did the Southern come out? What was that about? In either case, I hear you. Thank you so much for sharing that. I see your point and I understand it. However, it reminds me of, I think it was Steve Harvey that was talking about this, where he was like, if you get a chance to buy like a first class ticket on a plane, do it at least once. Taste the good life at least once, because you will always want to go back to that again. If you want it bad enough, you will find a way to get it. Obviously, within the laws, all that good stuff, but you will find a way to get it. So do whatever you can, like have a taste of that good life, and then do what you can to get back there. That's what I think of it.
This is going to be an agree to disagree moment, Rose. I think Daddy Warbucks is a monster.
Okay, I can understand and I can see your point, but I still love Annie.
Okay.
Daddy Warbucks is still real cool in my book.
Okay. Well, before we bid everybody a fond farewell, we absolutely can't send you on your way without helping you plan out your entertainment calendar with this week's premieres and finales. The least we can do is help you plan ahead. All right, for this week's premieres, we've got a reboot of a classic game show, a reboot of a legendary movie, and more zombies. What are you doing to me, Rose? Tell me, what have you got in store for us for this week's premieres?
Jimmy Fallon's occasional cameo of this classic wordplay game sparked the star-studded game show revival where celebrities team up with everyday contestants. Keke Palmer hosts this season's big names like John Hamm, Martin Short, Heidi Klum, JB Smoove, and so many more. Catch the first episode as they pay tribute to the late Betty White, who, fun fact, was a frequent player on the original series and wife of the original Password host, Alan Ludden. Watch Password on NBC August 9th. This next show turned out to be a runaway laugh-out-loud hit for Sci-Fi. Based on a comic book series of the same name, Resident Alien follows an alien who crashes on Earth. His mission? To kill all humans. However, while trying to pass off as human, he wrestles with the moral dilemma of his secret mission. Watch Resident Alien on Sci-Fi August 10th. The Rockford Peaches are back in Prime Video's version of A League of Their Own. The main story remains about the World War II era's All-American Girls Professional Baseball League and the women who played in it. But this round, it includes a group of new characters with some nods to the original film. And by the looks of it so far, there's still no crying in baseball. Yet, you'll have to watch and find out. Watch the series A League of Their Own on Prime Video August 12th. From the Walking Dead universe comes 6 different stories in one dead world. Tales of the Walking Dead follow individual characters from the Walking Dead universe, both new and old. I'm particularly excited to see Anthony Edwards play Dr. Everett. And for those of you who don't know, he's the original Goose in Top Gun. Or you can say he's Rooster's dad. In either case, Tales of the Walking Dead premieres on AMC August 14th. From the Power franchise comes Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. This 10-episode crime drama is the prequel to the original Power franchise, with the family drama revolving around the coming of age of Kanan Stark. You can watch Power Book 3, Raising Kanan on Starz August 14th.
Okay, Rose, I have a password for you.
Okay.
Ending?
Finales.
Yes!
Finales.
Yes!
Yes, we would
Good
make
job.
so much money if we were on that show. Gordon, let me just say thank you for that, because I had nothing fancy to introduce you to this next segment, because Gordon's going to tell you about the finales.
All right, let's take a look at finale, starting things off on Friday, August 12th with the Season 3 finale of the Apple TV Plus hit For All Mankind. Boy, this awesome historical fiction takes a look at what the world would be like if the space race had never cooled down. It's awesome. Oh, and good news, if you're a fan, it was announced at Comic-Con that this series is go for launch for a Season 4. Then on Sunday, August 14th, which happens to be my birthday, it's the Season 3 finale of Evil on Paramount Plus. And what a roller coaster this season has been. It has got me equal parts dying of laughter, dying of fright, or dying of weirdness. I can't wait to see what they say for the finale. And good news if you're into Evil, because it also has been picked up for a Season 4. That same night, August 14th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the Season 4 finale of Westworld on HBO Max. And I gotta tell you, I'll be honest here, I'm having a tough time with this series. The first season was awesome, it was fantastic. But I feel like now I need a chalkboard and a slide rule and a calculator and a Rubik's Cube to figure out the rest. Maybe when you're done watching it, give me a call. You can explain it to me. Westworld will be back for a Season 5, but rumors are swirling that the 5th season might be its last. Next up, August 14th, Season 2 finale of Bridge and Tunnel at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Epix. And I tell ya, coming-of-age tale told in the 80s, way to check all of my boxes, Epix. This show has yet to be picked up for Season 3, but my fingers are firmly crossed. And finally, still on August 14th, still my birthday, it's the Season 2 finale of P-Valley on Starz at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. This drama that's set in a Mississippi strip club is not for everybody, but if you give it a chance, you're going to meet some engaging characters with some fascinating stories to tell. And just like For All Mankind, Westworld, and Evil, P-Valley will be seeing at least one more new season after this one. And that's it for finales for the week of August 8th, 2022.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on this afternoon's edition of What to Watch Live. A big shout out to everybody watching us on Twitter, X1, Flex, a Game Boy, a Wi-Fi enabled fridge, I don't care, wherever else. Reminder, all these shows and movies we discussed today can be found on our newly revamped What to Watch Live destination. Simply say What to Watch into your Xfinity voice remote and you'll be taken right there. Some big hugs and high fives to our crew who push all the buttons and make us look so darn good. A 5-star fist bump to my partner in crime, Rose. I know this is the first ever duo show. I gotta say, I think we killed it.
I would agree with you. It's a remote drop for us.
Yep.
You can see that. This was so much fun. Gordon, yes.
Boom.
That's our show, folks.
Right. Well, thanks again, everybody. And be sure to join us next week for some more What to Watch Live.
Woohoo!
Woo!